Okay, I am going to be making Tostadas de Tinga. Tinga is a chicken recipe where with shredded chicken and onions, and I'll show you how it's all made. But it's the main flavoring is chipotle peppers and adobo sauce, and then you have a tostada, which is the flat like hard tortilla. It all makes sense. Anyways, when I was on my mission in Chicago, it was a Spanish-speaking mission, and so lots of people I met with and talked to were from Mexico or Guatemala or El Salvador or whatever, and lots of the Mexican people like to have tinga. They make tinga for me. So it was a recipe that I asked a few people to teach me the recipe, and I made it ever since. And my wife, behind the camera, this is where you gotta show yourself.
What?
Really likes it. So I'm gonna make some tinga today, but I'm also gonna try a little bit of a twist on the recipe. So what I did before the video started is I got my onion here. I prefer yellow onion. We got white today, and that's fine. Not because anyone got the wrong onion or anything, but anyways, you should cut up some onions. There's not an exact amount that I have. The little sweet Mexican ladies who taught me this never really had any specific measurements. It was just kind of eyeballed, so I do the same thing. But slice up some onions, put it with some butter on about medium on your oven, and you let that kind of just saute and brown those onions a little bit. And then you want to get your chicken ready. Now you can bake and cook your own chicken, just takes a lot longer. So a little pro tip is if you have a Costco or Sam's Club near you, is to get their rotisserie chickens. Not only are they pretty cheap and affordable, but they're already cooked and seasoned and stuff. So we pulled apart all the meat off of the chicken, Costco chicken, although we had it in the fridge, so we're just heating it up a little bit now. But so I'll get back to this later.
It's probably cooked, warmed up enough.
Yeah, I think it's good. So got that sauteing, chicken's ready to go. Then you want to get tomatoes. Now, again, I don't have an exact measurement for it depends how much chicken you're going to end up using. But I would say for like a rotisserie sized chicken at Costco, maybe like 5 to 7 tomatoes, and I would recommend Roma tomatoes. They're better, they have less seeds. I have some tomatoes in there, I might add a few more. I also will take a chunk of the onion that'll mix up inside of that. And again, I don't know, I'm eyeballing it. Something like this, just to add a little bit of onion kick in there as well. I'm gonna blend that up. So you see here, I'm not done yet, but there's still little pieces and stuff. What's good to have at the end of this is a strainer. I don't have a strainer. To have like a colander, with a big hole, like a nice little wire strainer to get little pieces out. But I also kind of don't mind it that much. So I am going to blend it up more than this to get less pieces. But some people want to strain it when they end up applying it to the meal. I'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to blend it up some more just for a minute. So it's pretty... Are you ready? Alright, can we get a shot of this? So it's pretty mixed up, pretty frothy, pretty liquidy. But so now it's obviously going to be tomato flavor. But now is when you add the kick, which is the chipotle peppers. Are you filming me? Am I in the frame?
You're in the frame.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Chipotle peppers and adobo sauce. You can find it in the Hispanic food store or this Hispanic aisle of Walmart. Wherever you got like your, enchilada sauce or tortillas or things like that. This is a pretty good brand. Now, this is where you have to make a decision. You got to decide how much kick and spice and flavor do you want, because that determines how many of these peppers you want to put in. You crack it open. They look like this. They're big peppers that are soaking in that what's called adobo sauce. Very strong, spicy, but rich, smoky kind of flavor. You take the whole pepper. I'm going to put at least 1, 2, a little bit of that sauce in there separately. I think I'm going to do at least 3 of these peppers.
How many do you normally do?
Like 3.
Okay.
The more you add, the more spice it'll be. So you can always add more. You can't take stuff out, so play on the safe side if you're not sure. So I'm going to blend those up as well until they're fully incorporated. Okay, you can see it's a bit darker now than it was. Richer, looks a little spicy. Yeah, it's a good time. It's not the best flavor like cold, but if you want to take a little dip in the taste, you can kind of measure how spicy it's going to be.
I don't think it's too spicy, but don't add any more.
It's just right?
Yeah.
Okay, this part's not absolutely necessary, but just to help enhance the flavor profile, you're going to be making chicken as your main protein ingredient, but sometimes adding some of this chicken bouillon. Sometimes adding a chicken bouillon, this powder, with little blocks. You can put it in after you mix it with the chicken, but I like to just put it into the sauce. Don't need a lot, and I probably could have put this in at an earlier stage, but just like a tablespoon or so. Mix again. Okay, so now what you want to do first is add your chicken. Some of these kind of maybe need to get broken down a little bit smaller. We can do that with the spatula. You've got your sauteed, caramelized, not fully caramelized, I guess it's kind of the preference, but you've got your heated up onions that are nice and soft and mushy, and you add the chicken to it. So put that in there and let that kind of warm up and incorporate together a little bit. But again, the chicken's already cooked, so you don't have to like wait for it to cook. Just enough to kind of make sure it's not too chunky in any places I mean, or frozen anywhere still. At this point, if you have the strainer, you might want to strain through. We don't really care that much about some little pieces here and there. So we just take the sauce and you pour the sauce in there. Keep it on about medium high, something like that. And then just keep stirring it, making sure it's covering all the different chicken and the onions and not getting stuck to the bottom. Mix it on through there. Okay, so at this point, it's more just kind of making sure you find your flavor. If you want, as it's getting warmer, you taste a little bit of the sauce or the chicken. Hopefully you've got the spice you want. It's a little hard to incorporate the chilies at this point, but I guess you could throw another pepper in there. But some people want to salt, maybe pepper at this point. Now, at this point, the chicken, once it's warmed up and fully incorporated and the onions are soft, it's ready to be served with the other stuff I'll show in a minute. So you could eat it right away, but keep in mind that the longer you let this thing simmer, even just not even simmer on heat, but like sit overnight in the fridge even, the more that chicken's gonna soak up that flavor. And my wife seems to think that it tastes better next day than it even does fresh. So not that it's gross fresh or anything, but just keep in mind that if you have some time to let it marinate, it may be even better if you do so. So normally this is about all you need to do for the preparation of the tinga portion. Like basically cut, that's the end of the video if you want to make tostada, or sorry, make the tinga part. But we are going to try a little something experimental to add kind of a creamy element to this, thicken it up a little bit, and protein pack it even more. I'm going to whip up some cottage cheese until it's like got that creamy whipped kind of texture, and then incorporate that in here. Never done that, not part of the real recipe. The Mexican ladies who taught me this might turn their nose up at that, but I'm going to try a little spin on that and make it creamy tostadas de tinga. So I'm just going to put this in the same container that I use. If it gathers some of the flavor, I don't care because it's about to do that anyways in the pot. So let's see how it goes. That nice and creamed up. The color is because they grabbed some of the red sauce, but that's just straight cream cheese.
Cottage.
Or yeah, cottage. Cream might be good. Cottage cheese. All right, this is the first time I've ever done this. You good with this?
Mama, please make...
Ooh. Is it gonna work if I'm filming this while Outdoor Boys is playing in the background? And we're gonna get copyright strike for having...
Should I turn it off?
I don't know.
We're not really watching.
Well, it looks creamier.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make it better though? This is something, by the way, I should have put a warning on here. Tostadas with tinga is not a clean meal. You're gonna get messy, you eat with your hands, it's gonna crack, drip a little. It's for not for formal events, I would say. It is very at home on the weekend, something you eat on the fly. Well, it looks like it really incorporated the chicken. Like, yeah. I really broke it down. It's like shredded chicken now. Usually it's not that shredded, I think, but I gave it the what for. Okay, let's jump to the tostada part. These are tostadas, which means toasted in Spanish. They're like toasted tortillas that are hard. You gotta be careful when you transport them from the store, put them in your cart because they can break down, and then they're just chips, which is still fine. But don't you love it?
Yeah.
How it jiggles.
Yeah, and look at the container.
Yeah, it's also a Ninja Creamy container. Alright, so this isn't really tinga. Because not only do we add cottage cheese, which is a break from the recipe, we don't have crema mexicana, which is a cream you put on it. Get out of tostadas, bro. And we also don't have queso fresco or tortilla cheese. So we're just making the Americanized version of this. We've got over. What the heck? Get out of here! But we do have some shredded lettuce you want to put on there. You want to put some avocado on there. For those who aren't weird like my wife and don't like beans, I'll put some refried beans on there. Let's microwave it a little bit. And then here's what you do. You take either your crema, if you've got it, or your beans as a base. You apply it to the bottom of the tostada. Again, careful, don't want to break it. Once you got your base layer, you want to add your pollo. You want to add the chicken on there. It's going to be a little messy, a little runny, especially when you put a little bit too much sauce like I think I did. You apply it on there on top. I'll show you a finished product in a minute. Then, got your lettuce you sprinkle, maybe your slices of avocado, and then if you've got your queso fresco or your cotija cheese, you might want to sprinkle that on top a little bit and munch. It's messy, but it's tasty.
Follow what I do.
I dip some in the
Okay.
sauce. Can you dip mine?
Alright, if you don't have crema, you can also just use like regular sour cream. It tastes good. It's not the same taste, but it's pretty good. So this is just this is like a corrupted but hopefully tasty version
Can I help
of
you?
Yeah.
pollo de tinga on tostadas. Right, tostada, a base layer, some beanage, some frijoles. Put that on there. Oh yeah, oh yeah. A little bit of lettuce. And I'm gonna put some of this avocado on there. Now I wish I had the crema. I'd put it on top there. Don't have it right now. We don't even have sour cream, do we? It's hot.
I don't prefer them, but you should at least try them.
It's messy. Enjoy.
Please subscribe.